Most people think the main traps in the financial world are obvious. High-interest credit cards, predatory loans, rising prices, stagnant wages. But the truth is far more unsettling. The most powerful trap isn't loud. It isn't advertised. It isn't something you can point to on a chart. It's invisible, psychological, and so deeply ingrained in culture that most people will never notice they're caught in it. It's a trap built not to drain you all at once, but to shape how you think about money before you even earn it. This trap convinces you that you know how to manage your financial life while making sure you never truly escape the role the system has assigned you. It rewards obedience, punishes experimentation, and makes limitation feel like responsibility. And by the time you understand how it works, years, sometimes decades, have already passed. By the end of this video, you'll see the water you've been swimming in your entire life. You'll understand the subtle mechanisms that hold people in place while the wealthy institutions and corporations operate by an entirely different set of rules. The real trap isn't debt or taxes. It's the beliefs you were programmed to carry. Think about the last time you felt like you were working harder but somehow not getting ahead. You put in more hours. You push yourself. You sacrifice time with people you care about. Yet the result feels eerily the same. You're still stuck in the same place financially. This is the first layer of the trap, linear thinking. From childhood, the system trains people to believe that money comes from exchanging time for a paycheck. Work more hours, earn more money. Work fewer hours, earn less. A simple equation that sounds fair and logical, but it hides a profound limitation. Linear thinking caps your potential at the number of hours you can physically endure. It forces you into a predictable role. Worker, not owner. Effort becomes your currency, and the system quietly benefits from your loyalty to that idea. Look at how society celebrates hard work, not smart work, not leveraged work, just work. The carrot is always the same. Keep grinding, keep sacrificing, keep pushing. You'll get there someday. But there is never defined. The goalpost always moves. And the moment you question whether the grind is leading anywhere, guilt kicks in. Maybe I'm not trying hard enough. That guilt is intentional. It keeps you from noticing that the ladder you're climbing doesn't lead to wealth. It leads to stability at best. Exhaustion at worst. But that's only the beginning. Because linear thinking doesn't emerge on its own. It's planted early. If you want a population of obedient workers, what financial beliefs would you teach them? You'd start by shaping education. In schools, children are taught how to memorize facts, follow rules, stay within boundaries, and compete for approval. They are graded on compliance, not creativity. Responsibility is defined as doing what you're told, not questioning why the instruction exists. Now look at what's missing. There is no financial literacy, no lessons on taxes, inflation, investing, debt traps, mortgages, or the rental cycle. No education about ownership, leverage, or wealth building. Students learn how to find the circumference of a circle, but not how credit card interest compounds against them every month. They learn how to write essays, but not how banks profit from their deposits. They learn how to apply to jobs, but not how to create income streams. This isn't an accident. A population that doesn't understand money becomes dependent on those who do. Institutions, governments, corporations, they all benefit from a financially obedient workforce. And once you've been conditioned to think small, you rarely question the role you were trained to accept. The trap tightens not through force, but through familiarity. But intellectual conditioning isn't the only part. The emotional layer is even more powerful. The next trap isn't mathematical. It's psychological. Money is one of the few topics where people feel shame before they feel curiosity. They feel fear before they feel understanding. They feel guilt before they feel control. The system exploits this emotional vulnerability. Think about how many people avoid opening their bank statements. Think about how many delay paying bills until the last minute. Not because they can't pay, but because confronting the numbers feels painful. Think about how many people avoid learning about investing because they fear looking foolish. Financial shame keeps people silent. It keeps them isolated. It prevents learning, growth, and experimentation. Shame tells you that mistakes are failures, not lessons. Shame makes you freeze, and the moment you freeze, institutions win. Because a person who feels overwhelmed doesn't negotiate. They don't comparison shop. They don't move their money strategically. They don't question interest rates. They accept penalties. They avoid opportunities. But emotional manipulation is only the third layer. The next layer hides inside our everyday lives, so normal that most people never even question it. What if the real trap is built into your daily routine? Look at how modern society handles stress. People work hard, get overwhelmed, feel frustrated or tired, and the solution? Spend money. Treat yourself. Buy something comforting. Order food. Upgrade your phone. Take a trip you can't afford. Retail therapy is a joke until you realize how deeply it controls the population. Consumer culture links spending with relief. It turns purchases into emotional bandages. You're taught to soothe yourself with consumption, not to build yourself with discipline. Advertising reinforces this. You deserve this. You've earned it. Upgrade your life. Don't fall behind. And every time you use spending to cope, you strengthen the trap. Because the money that could have gone toward escaping your situation goes toward maintaining it instead. People don't buy things, they buy feelings, validation, identity, confidence, escape, connection, ease, and the system gives them endless ways to purchase those feelings on impulse. This is why consumption is predictable. It's why the economy grows when people spend beyond reason. And it's why the trap connects so seamlessly to the next layer, economic structure. Here is the layer almost no one sees. Your income rises slower than your cost of living by design. Corporate profits grow, executive salaries grow, asset values grow, shareholder returns grow. But wages, they lag behind everything else. Housing prices have exploded while incomes crawled. Healthcare rises while paychecks stagnate. Education costs soar while job prospects shrink. Groceries climb, utilities climb, taxes climb. Everything needed for survival increases faster than your salary. This mismatch is not accidental. It keeps the workforce under constant pressure. When people are financially squeezed, they don't have the luxury of asking big questions or taking big risks. They cling to stability. They avoid disruption. They stay where they are. That pressure keeps the system running smoothly. It keeps companies staffed. It keeps debt products profitable. It keeps governments funded. It keeps people manageable. But it creates a deep sense of exhaustion in ordinary people. No matter how hard they try, they feel stuck because the math was never in their favor, and this pressure leads to the most important psychological manipulation of all. If the system wants people to remain obedient, it must flip their natural instincts. And it has succeeded. Most people fear the very actions that build wealth: investing, entrepreneurship, taking calculated risks, challenging norms, expanding their skills, or questioning authority. They fear movement. They fear uncertainty. They fear loss. But those same people feel completely comfortable taking on debt for things that will never pay them back. Financing a car feels normal. Using credit cards for lifestyle upgrades feels normal. Paying interest for decades on a degree that doesn't increase income feels normal. The trap flips your instincts upside down. You avoid risks that would benefit you. You accept risks that benefit institutions. You fear losing money, yet lose value every year to inflation. You trust systems that take from you. You distrust opportunities that could free you. The system doesn't need to chain you. It only needs to convince you to chain yourself. And once that conditioning is complete, the most powerful trap of all takes hold. The trap you almost never hear spoken out loud. The final trap is the belief that your financial role is fixed. People don't just struggle financially because of external forces. They struggle because they were taught to see themselves a certain way. Some believe wealth is for other people. Some believe they're not smart enough. Some believe they're too late. Some believe they're too behind. Some believe they're not the type of person who invests or builds or creates. Some believe they don't deserve wealth. Some believe they must sacrifice everything for stability because risk isn't meant for them. This internal narrative is the most powerful limitation the system could ever create. Once a person believes they belong at the bottom of the ladder, the system never needs to push them down. They stay there on their own. Someone who doesn't believe they can escape poverty will never search for the exit. Someone who thinks investing is not for people like them will never start. Someone who thinks success is luck or inheritance will never develop the skills that create it. Someone who's been taught that ambition is selfish will never pursue theirs. Self-limiting beliefs are the most efficient form of population control. No laws required, no force needed. Just quiet conditioning repeated over decades. And now, everything connects. The trap was never one mechanism. It was an ecosystem. Linear thinking kept you earning instead of multiplying. Education kept you obedient instead of empowered. Shame kept you silent instead of curious. Consumer psychology kept you spending instead of advancing. Economic structure kept you pressured instead of strategic. Flipped instincts kept you fearful instead of bold. Self-limiting beliefs kept you in the role the system assigned. This is how the system maintains order without ever making it obvious. This is how entire generations remain stuck at the bottom while believing they're making progress. This is how institutions grow stronger while individuals fight the same financial battles for decades. But the moment you recognize the invisible architecture holding you back, the trap weakens. You stop blaming yourself. You stop accepting limitations. You stop reinforcing the beliefs that were never truly yours. Money doesn't require magic or brilliance. It requires awareness. It requires unlearning the lessons that kept you obedient. It requires stepping outside the boundaries you were given and questioning why they existed in the first place. The system doesn't need chains to hold you in place. It only needs you to never examine the cage. Once you see the bars, you don't stay inside.